than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than, sweeter than. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby.
Don't start by telling a man everything that you feel like you want and need, because what you're doing is giving a guy who's willing to pretend all the information he needs to try to pretend and fool you. Also, the second thing I would say is even more than you pay attention to his answers to your questions, pay attention to the questions that he asks you. That is very, very revealing. And that's all the advice I got for you.
Advice I would have, I got a lot of advice, but especially in the beginning, don't make everything about you. Don't be so self-entitled and self-centered to where you're already showing that if I was in a relationship with you, it's always going to be about you. It's about your problems, your day, your work, your job, your kids, if you have them. You know, if we're trying to become one together, then make sure that the output that he's giving you and the energy that you want from him, you're also giving back to him. And I'll leave it at that. Absolutely.
You don't know somebody till you live with them. So I think people who jump into marriages without having lived with that person are taking a very big risk. I mean, you can talk to a person, you can get to know a person, but there are so many small things and idiosyncrasies that you wouldn't think to ask a person about that can truly be deal breakers. And so, in my experience, you do not know a person until you live with them, and so therefore, if you don't live with them before you marry them, you're marrying somebody you don't really know.
And I would never ever even contemplate even beginning to marry somebody that I have not lived with. You don't know that person's habits. You don't know what type of way they live at home. You don't know how they take care of their bills. You don't know the company that they keep.
Right.
And now you telling me that, okay, we're married, we're gonna just move all this stuff together and we're gonna learn as we go. And what happens if we find out that living together was horrible, a horrible idea? Now we have to get a divorce. When we could have found out that we're not compatible living together before we got married and didn't have to spend a bunch of money and had to go through a whole bunch of paperwork to get a divorce.
I can't speak for everybody else. I guess it depends on your financial situation. I understand why sometimes men don't want to feel like they're paying to get to know you right off the top. And so I have a rule for myself is that, if we haven't had a couple of really good and somewhat long conversations, and I usually don't ask a woman out on a date because I don't know that I'm going to enjoy it if we haven't had a conversation. So that's one of my rules for myself.
Generally speaking, I think it should be whoever asked. If I asked you to go out and I'm putting it out there as a date, it's not just two friends going out, then yeah, I may fit the bill. But if you're making suggestions on where we're going and you talking about you want some more than steak, then you might need to bring your wallet, because I'm not finna be under your phone as dinner.
Right.
So, and there's a lot of ladies out here that are actually messing it up for other ladies when it comes to dates, and it put guys in the position of they don't want to look like a sucker. And I actually feel like first dates really shouldn't be expensive at all, because it's supposed to be a getting to know you thing. We're just supposed to be kicking it. So it's like I shouldn't, and I may not even want to date you. I may not want a second date. So it shouldn't be anything to where it hurts your finances, to where if you the guy and you ask that you can't.
That's funny to me. I guess I've grown in that area, but Prince had a saying that he was saying, he's like, anybody that tries to play me is just playing themselves. And that's really just my mindset moving forward. I always take my dates to really nice restaurants because I want to enjoy myself. I'm not going to punish me trying not to wine and dine you. No, I'm going to eat good, and if it didn't work out, then I guess I wasted my money on your portion, but I'm definitely going to enjoy myself to the fullest and always treat myself and not cheat myself.
Well, I like Denny's 2 for $20, so that's not gonna hurt me at all.
I have to be getting everything that I need inside of the relationship for me not to go somewhere else for the relationship.
I don't know, when people ask me that question, I always think about it where it's individually hard to answer. I guess if we've been together for years, then yeah, it should become easier for men to not stray. But especially at the beginning of a relationship, we're not even fully all the way sure if we're gonna be invested in you that long. And also, I like to compare men to outside animals. I've been able to hunt antelope my entire life, and now you've put me in this zoo. You think the first time that I escape, I'm not gonna go get me some antelope? But if you get me used to my new conditions, then I'm not worried about the antelope outside of the zoo. So, like he said, you gotta give what I need, but you also gotta give a lot of men time too to get to that point.
I would say the other component to that is, you got to make the decision not to stray. So, that's something I'm almost ashamed to say, learned recently in my life that, love is not just a feeling, because feelings sometimes can come and go, and feelings can sometimes confuse you. But ultimately, once you realize somebody is the one, you have to make the decision to love them and the decision not to stray.
And that's fine. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than, sweeter than. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby. This love is sweeter than sugar, baby.